Monsieur le Président de la République, cher François Hollande, Monsieur l'envoyé spécial des Nations Unies pour les villes et le climat, cher Michael Bloomberg, Mesdames et Messieurs les présidents des réseaux.
Ladies and gentlemen, the presidents of the networks of cities, ladies and gentlemen, mayors, dear colleagues, today we are meeting because we have come to be aware of a common danger, the danger of climate change for our planet and humanity. If we do nothing, we'll only have a terrible horizon with the destruction of nature and culture. As you know, the catastrophe is not in the distant future. It's imminent. It's already underway. So the question is no longer, as one of the fathers of ecology wrote in the early 60s, to free the future. Now we have to save the future, make this future possible. It's because of this emergency situation that we, as mayors, governors, and elected officials from the entire world, have decided to meet in Paris to commit our cities and our communities in what is a fight for survival and also to help invent a new form of life. So I'd like to welcome and salute the men and women who've come from across the world to speak on behalf of their cities. We are elected officials from all continents. We've learned to know one another, to respect one another, and to work together. We are diverse representatives, but we are totally united in representing humanity, a humanity which does not accept any division between North and South, between a new world and an old world, between developed countries and countries which are developing, because we only have one planet and mankind is unique. This diversity and our unity is something which is very dear to the Parisians after the terrible suffering caused by the recent attacks 3 weeks ago. This is a precious testimony to life, the life which we respect, and they are a way of ensuring that everyone who believes in life and nature will triumph against all forces which threaten them. Now we have national governments which here are seeking a universal binding agreement, and here we would like to salute the work done by the Secretary General of the United Nations and the President of the French Republic, while national governments are seeking a universal and binding agreement to work on the destiny of the planet. We, cities from all across the world, are working here in the House of the Parisians to remind everyone that we are involved in this destiny. The voice of urban citizens represents over 600 million citizens ready to act to preserve the climate. We have the voice of thousands of cities which can move forward with the ecological transition and which humanity needs, and also the democratic process which humanity is entitled to. Here we have the voice of elected officials who want to implement day in and day out advanced public policies for their population. Our mobilization is historic, and it can resolve half of the global climate equation, half of the global equation. It is what I call a Pacific revolution, because it commits territories to seeking a global solution with and helping national governments. Cities operate on the only scale which makes sense, the human scale, because we start with today's reality in order to build tomorrow's reality where we can live. My dear colleagues, the negotiators are counting on us. It's important to be as concrete and as decisive as the dangers which threaten us. The dangers are real and present, and our responses are immediate. Therefore, we have to be operational in moving forward with our day's work today. We are operational day in and day out in order to deliver services to the citizens who've trusted us. We have been operational in preparing this summit. We have to be operational today and henceforth in order to invent and implement going forward with citizens the local solutions which will be the basis for all global solutions. This is what we are doing with our solutions, and this is what we will do in being the solution.